a much away.
Okay, Daddy, first question.
Yes.
When and where were you born?
Yeah, I was born in South Carolina with my mother and my father, which is Joe McBride, back in 1934. And my mother, Julia McBride. And I grew up in the South, which everybody know. And I had back then I had a pretty decent living back then. And so it was good. I never got into no trouble or anything, because if I did, my parents, they didn't play. When they tell you to do something, you did it without a doubt. It wasn't no talking back, it wasn't no grumbling or nothing. You did what your parents said do. And whatever they put before you on your plate, you ate that. And that was that. Back in my days. When I was coming up, it's a big difference, the way they raise children today. Because if a child is trying to do something and you tell him not, he can throw it some kind of tantrum. But okay, he said if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And that's really, people don't believe that today. But that's just the way I am. You know, that doesn't mean that you have to abuse a child. If he do something wrong, you let him know. Say, baby, this is wrong. This is something you don't do. Now, if you do it again, I'm gonna give you a spanking, and let the child know that this is wrong. Because, okay, I'm speaking from my experience. I didn't mind my mama whooping me, but Lord, my dad, when he tell you something and you don't do it, every time he hit you, well, son, I told you why you do it. And he hits you again. He tell you about and ask you a question. That hurt me worse than the lick that he was giving me. So that's the way I came up. And I tried to bring my children up the same way. So those are my theories.
What words of wisdom do you have for people who are living with regrets?
Well, what I can tell them, with regret and with their mindset, in anything, you have to turn to God. There are things people try to do on themselves, but to do it the right way, God is always right. God has a better way to do anything than we are trying to do something ourselves. I mean, the things that I see that I know that wasn't right, that I think that I would be regret doing something, I try to think about it, but no, I'm not going to do that. See, God give us wisdom in things. Because if you do something, then after, then you regret it. So, if you have a question or anything, you pray about it and let God give you an answer. And God will give you an answer to anything that you really want to do.
Okay. Employment career goals. What was your what was your career goals or your employment history? I know you're retired now, but
My things in life, I want to have my own stuff, and I work to get the things that I want. I don't want to ask nobody for nothing. I get out there and I work for what I wanted. And anything I set my mind to in life, I accomplished a lot of things. But, it's one thing, okay, I'll put it out in open. One thing that I regret, I don't have an education. If I had an education, I believe I would own Clearwater. I really do. Because of the opportunity that I had and was into messing around with the people. I've always hung out with the people that had something. And okay, in my line of work, I went out to study to be a plumber, which is okay. That was a big thing. People gonna always need a plumber. And so that's what I went for. So I was out there and people find out what I can do. And even though I've been with the city, I retired from the city. And the people that was over me had the thing to say, well, if McBride can't do it, he can't be done. And that done at the city. All those guys are going on now. But okay, that's what it was. And people used to come here, ask me, well, how you do this? How you do that? And I told them, even after I retired. And people still calls me as of now about, do you still plumbing? I said, no. Or they'll come by here and okay, want to, well, how you do this? How you do that? I showed them. We said I can talk. Well, this is the way I do it. I would draw it on a piece of paper and give it to them. And that how it, I live my life. And people respect me for that. Up until now.
okay. Do you have a favorite scripture? Why and how important is it to have a favorite scripture?
Well, I always think about Song 91. And so, part in that scripture I think about, you cannot go out there and say, well, I'm going to do my own thing and think God's going to be out there with you. You have to be under the umbrella of God. And as long as you keep His word, okay, take a hand with His biddies. Come to rain, things like that. You notice our hand when he sat, he called all of us chicken. They go under his wing. That's a covenant. So, okay, the same thing with God. Once you step under his wing, his covenant, you're all right. But now, if you get from under that covenant, you expect things to happen to you. And so long as you stay under his covenant, you're safe, you know? So that's the way I live my life, under that. And people want to know, well, what about this and what about that? That's what I tell them. That's it.
Any words of wisdom on marriage and longevity?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, you know. Pastor brings that up a lot of time. He just said, I got to tell my, you know, a lot of time. It's the same thing. See you going out there dating. That same love you have for that person, you don't want to get married, you want to live together with that person. The same love that you have for that person when you're dating that person, you're nice and everything. But you know, that same love it takes to keep that person. You go out there, it's one thing, it burns me up. I hate the word when you call a woman out of their name. I hate that. That's a word I cannot stand. And so you got to do the same thing when you go out there, you know, courting that person. You talk a nice thing to her. She could look for the same thing. You go out there and abuse her. You don't have to take your fist and hit a person to abuse a person. Word hurts, you know. And you can drive a person away from you that you keep abusing her, running her down and all that. I talk to a lot of people right around here around it. And people would come up here, tell me their stories. And I'm saying the same thing I'm saying to you now, you know. It's just things that you have to do and don't do. And that's good for women too. You know, if you got a person that's treating you nice, you don't go out and abuse it. Because that person treating you nice, he's going to get rid of you. And as a matter of fact, what my daughter can tell you, I say that these things, you know, that women around here, they come around here, and I say the same thing what I'm saying now. I tell them, and well, sister, okay, I had some sort of thing this morning. I talked to them. And so they took my advice.
Okay. Okay, how about the secret to your longevity in marriage? How you keep the marriage going?
In order to keep a marriage going, you do nice things, you say nice things to your wife, and that will keep, if you're doing nice things to your wife, you're speaking nice to your wife, and doing things, no matter how old you get, you making a marriage last. Because, okay, where you going? When you do things you can send a person away from you by your words. And because a woman, if a man out there keep throwing her good thing, good words and all of that, and let's take Vanessa at work. Okay, in the workplace, you always saying something nice to the woman, doing something nice for her. Okay, you're bringing in coffee every morning and you're saying something nice. Okay, and say your husband at the home got a frown on his face every day, saying something nasty to you. What you think, and if he approach her with some nice word, that's gonna put some thought in her head. Now that is true, because okay, things that I have seen in the workplace and places that I have been in the homes of doing the work, plumbing, and okay, say I'm a jack of all trades. I can do some of everything. I can do a little plumbing, carpenter, a little electrician. I can do it all. I had the tools to do all that stuff with. And I've gone into people's house and I've heard them talk about their husband, all of that crap. And so I learned from the people out there, and they're talking, and how they talk about their husband and this and that and the other. I learned from that. And I said, well, okay, I'm not going to go home and say this to my wife or do this.
Okay.
I have come home. My wife liked it our chocolate candy. And these are the things I did for my wife. Because I wasn't going to let someone else come in and give her these things. And I stayed married to her for 60 years before she passed.
What would you say to someone who is dealing with fear?
But dealing with it's something in life, it may come up and you may have a fear of fear can come from a lot of things that you fear of in life. But if you're doing the right thing or try to do spiritual things, you have no fear. Because God has seen this, and He said He will take care of you no matter what. As long as you keep me first. Mm-hmm. You keep Him first, there is no fear.
Right.
Because He's going to guide you through everything. So there's no fear.
How do you handle difficult situations or conversations?
If I don't know something, I'll let you know. Well, this is something I don't know about. You have to, I don't know. And I don't want to give you the wrong answer. Pray and seek God for it, because, okay, this is something I'm not aware of.
Okay. Any words of wisdom on forgiveness and trust?
A lot of time people treat you wrong, and a lot of times they may not understand. It could not be in their intention to do you wrong, but they did it because of lack of understanding. But okay, that doesn't mean you have to do them wrong. But okay, what you do, you forgive them, but you keep an eye on them, you watch them. You feed them with a long spoon. That's me now. And so that's the way you do it. Maybe that's the way I would do it, I forgive you, but I'm your friend. But if you keep doing the same thing over to me now, then I cut you loose. Because I'm not going to let you keep doing the same thing to me.
Okay, do you find it hard to understand God's ways?
No, because I believe what he says, that's what he means. Because, okay, that's something God don't change. His word is for everlasting. So it shouldn't be nothing hard about his word. For me, it's not something I may not understand. But okay, if that's what he says, God says it, and that's what it is.
Okay. I've noticed how humble you are. How do you manage to stay so humble?
But I look at things, how God has blessed me over the years, and I'm thankful for that. I don't get the big head, this is that. God have blessed me over the years, and things that I've done, God bless me with it. God can take it away. 1, 2, 3. Over the years, he have blessed me to where I am. And don't forget, every day I thank God for where I'm at. Rain or shine, I can lay back and say, Lord, I thank you. I don't have to get out there and go to work. I'll do this. I'll do that. God have make a way for me. For me. And so that's why I am humble. People tell me you this, you that. People have told me, you selling drugs. Are you doing this? Brother Ethan, I have never smoked a joint in my life. And I'm 87 years old. And I haven't smoked a marijuana in my life. Now I'm telling you, well, okay, if I did it, she would know it. And she can tell you.
He has not.
That ain't me. I drink a glass of wine once in a while. That's it. That's me. That's my life. And that's it. Well, matter of fact, when we move here, they give my wife 2/5 of what that thing we get in there.
It's some kind of scotch.
And I had it in the thing in there for 50 some years. I've been here. It's in there now. I tell people about it. They go, "Why did you give it to me?" I said, "No, keep it."
It's in there.
They don't, but I don't think about that stuff. But I watch other people. They drink that stuff. Man, you crazy. Or taking your money going out. If God meant for you to smoke, He'll make provision for it. Mm-hmm. But people, they go out there smoking that stuff, blowing it up. I can't stand it. And I don't want to hurt no one's feeling, because, okay, when they're smoking that stuff around me, I walk away from it. Because I can't stand it. So that's the way I feel about it.
All right.
Thy faithfulness, O God, my Father, there is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new.
Today, I know you love G to G, but why? Why this church? And why do you drive all the way from Clearwater to come to this church?
Good question. Number one, I love what Bishop Shine is doing. He don't cut no corner. And I love it. And I'm nosy enough to see what the next thing he gonna say. One thing I like about him, when he told me I was out there fishing, and he told me about what I had done. He said, I saw you take a bicycle up and bring it up and put it aside the the road there, so someone may get it and give it to the church. I did that on one Saturday. Sunday morning I went to church. That's what he told me. And I forgot the guy. He was the big one of the. He said, "Let me get out of here right now." but not only that, I like what he is saying, because a lot of the time Pastor be saying something, I can relate to that. So I like Pastor, and I like Jesus, and I like the people there. Like I told Pastor the other day, this is my church family, and I believe that, because everybody here is so nice to me, and I like going there. Sometimes now I'm getting to the place, it's hard, for me to get around. Just like on last Sunday, I was sitting in the chair right there, and okay, getting ready to. I got my shirt on, my pants, and I got that fullness in here, and I started feeling dizzy. So I told Mercedes, and she said, "We going to the emergency?" I said, "No, Mercedes. Let's wait a while." He said, "No, I'm taking you now." So when I went to the emergency room, they kept me. So I went back on that Monday for a checkup, outpatient checkup. It's everything, my blood pressure was up a little bit. But other than that, I was okay. My leg, the calf of my leg, both of them, they're weak. And I'm here until he takes me.
I have something on the inside.